at the buzzer. Got it! Got it! 18-foot ball away, Derek Fisher.
You are legendary in Laker lore. 0.4. What do you remember? It kind of took on a life of its own, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. I mean, what I remember is just, when I first shot that ball, I thought it was too hard. Because I caught it and I turned and shot it, but I was fading away. So instinctively, I put, more emphasis on the shot because I was fading away. And I thought it was too long. I knew it was right on line. Thought it was too long. And as it got closer, I was like, okay, it has a chance. and it went through the net, and I'm gone. And I learned that back in high school, or junior high school. You win a game at the buzzer on the road, you get your stuff, and you go and you run and get on the bus, and you go back across town.
And to this day, all those championships, people are still probably talking about that as much as they are the championships, probably, to you.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Leaving Los Angeles the first time, how tough was that for you? You are loved here.
Yeah.
People love you. How hard was that?
Leaving Los Angeles the first time was, before being married and before fatherhood. That was, the toughest decision I'd ever really had to make. Because I really, almost in an instant had to really decide, okay, what's the best thing here to do? Do I stay in a place where I'm comfortable and where I know, I enjoy being here for a lot of reasons, or do I kind of step out into this new part of life and this new step in my career? And I know a lot of people have always said, well, you had to take that contract. No, I didn't. Well, if you're in the NBA, you're making a hell of a lot of money. So never was about the contract for me. Never, ever. Not for 1 second. The promise for me and what made me excited about leaving was the possibility of taking another step to another plateau professionally, having the opportunity to be really a bigger leader on the team, have a bigger role, have a bigger presence within the fabric of a team, not just kind of the guy after Shaq, Kobe, Phil, Robert, Rick, Carl, Gary. So that was the part that drove me, was I want to see how that feels. I want to try this.
Did you find what you were looking for?
I did, good and bad. I found what I was looking for.
A hell of a run in Utah, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really a special run in Utah. Obviously it ended, in a bad way in terms of losing in the conference finals, but so much happened, within that year. I learned a lot about humility in Golden State. Having 2 years of losing and not even having a chance to make it to the playoffs, changed the perspective of how special it is to win and how you should really cherish the opportunity you have to be on a good team. So then to get to Utah, the guys on their team are truly special individuals. From Carlos Boozer, Darren Williams, Jarron Collins, but there was just guy after guy after guy that almost in an instant we built like solid relationships, and I think that's what allowed us to be so successful on the court. And then the community, in Salt Lake City, the way they embraced our family, and then obviously what we've gone through with Tatum, and the way they responded. And when I came back from New York into the game in the third quarter, and the ovation that they gave me, even though I was only there a year, Salt Lake City and Utah and the Jazz will hold a very special place in my heart forever.
The world knows about knows about Tatum.
Yeah.
When you found out, what was your reaction? That she was sick a little bit. Ton of bricks. What was it like?
Yeah, when the doctor first said, okay, this is the deal, retinoblastoma, we had no idea what that was. So initially we're like, okay, what's next? Like, what medicine do we need? What's our next thing here? How do we cure this? And so it wasn't until, 5 or 6 minutes later, after kind of posing some questions and having a little bit more of a dialogue about it, that when he really looked us in the eye and he said, okay, the only thing we can really do is remove her eye. That's the only way to cure this. And that's when it all started to kind of sink in. Yeah. And emotionally, I took a step back because I wanted to make sure that my wife was okay, you know, and so that dynamic of making sure, you know, if she was going to go crazy, I didn't want to I didn't want to be going crazy too, you know.
Sure.
So I just kind of took a step back, and I'm like, okay, wow, did he just say what I thought he said? But it was weird. There was an immediate feeling of, okay, that's not the end of it. You know, I know he just said that, but there has to be something else, you know, that we can do, or somebody that we can talk to, or something that can give us more comfort than we walk in the doctor and 2 hours later they tell us we have to remove our daughter's eye. That doesn't sound normal to me.
And since then, you've kind of just shifted your priorities all around. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
family is huge to you, just talking
Yeah.
about your kids.
Yeah.
But your professional life and everything else, so much of it now is making sure that she's okay, she's better. I mean, just talk about that shift in priorities for you.
Yeah, no, life's different now, you know. I mean, the paradigm really shifted, in particular just as a father and also as a husband. You know, at that point, she was about 10 months, and, you know, we had just, they were born in June, and we got traded, and we had to move to Salt Lake City, and we were just bound in all these other concerns and worries about life, you know, moving from California to Utah and a new team and this and that, and we got to sell a house and buy a house, and so we were just stressed over stuff that didn't even matter. And this happens, and it was instantly like that became the focus. Our children, ourselves, just our family unit, and that was it. And so now there seems to just be a better balance in life overall, you know, of knowing what's the most important thing is your family and your loved ones.
What kind of strength has she given you as a daddy through her fighting?
I think, you know, more than I'll ever know, more than I can put into words, because I think before that, I don't know if I really understood what being a father was about. You know, we had 2 other kids, but before you go through some things, I don't think you really quite get it. You know, I mean, we've been raising 2 other children, and, you know, we've been through a lot of stuff, and, you know, but, I mean, homework struggles and, you know, stuff like that is nothing compared to having a child that is now, you know, dealing with a cancer type of issue. And so the strength that we've gained from her, I think will make me a better man. It'll make me a better husband, a better father. It'll make me a better friend. So many things that I will be better at because of this situation.